Welcome to the podcast. Welcome to Let's Talk LFC with me, Charlie, and him, Tom. On this show, we will be talking about, I believe, the Arsenal game and the Porto game. We'll start off with the Arsenal game and how we busted them up. We actually played really well in that game.
We bust them up.
But we didn't play. We weren't like 10 out of 10. Were we really?
Watching that game. Yeah. Have you finished what you were saying?
Well, I was gonna say we weren't like in top gear, and I don't mean that terrible program. Okay.
I wish I'd never let you finish that off.
Yeah.
I was gonna say. My analogy is that it was like watching a film that you've liked since you were a little kid, and then when it comes on again, even though you know it all, yeah, you just watch it. You have to watch it because it's something that you've always watched. That's what it felt like. You watching that game, you knew how it was going to go. It was comfortable. It was nice. Had a good ending, and you were happy and warm and fuzzy.
Yeah. Not like the Brighton game, eh?
No.
Should we say it reminded me of Ghostbusters Afterlife?
Oh, which I watched.
You were expecting something to happen, but it didn't quite happen how you wanted it to. And it was a load of... It wasn't a load of bollocks. It just wasn't as good as you thought it would be.
No, it was a comedy without a lot of comedy in it.
Yeah.
Although there were some funny things. But it wasn't a Ghostbusters film. A bit like that Brighton performance. That's not Liverpool. I don't know who that was. So.
Is my mic back on?
Your mic was always on.
Sorry, I got angry there, obviously. And I hit the mic because of Ghostbusters Afterlife. No, it was a different film, but why not? It's about the kids, remember, and if they liked it. Did the kids like that film?
Well, it wasn't for kids. That's not true.
Even though it had kids in it.
It was made for adults that like to dress up in Ghostbusters costumes and know everything about Ghostbusters, and they say Ghostbusters a lot. And every little thing had like the little packet of breakers, like the sweet packet. That was one scene from the film that wasn't important. They had the little Stay Puft Marshmallow Men. They had Gozer. They had the Devil Dogs. They had scenes taken from the first film in there. It was built for fans of being a fan of Ghostbusters, not a fan of a good film, but a fan of being a fan.
Well, they got what they wanted, didn't they? Really, they got a load of nostalgia stuff put into, Ghostbusters. There wasn't many new ideas either.
No, lots of repeats.
Yeah,
they didn't even have Slimer. They had Booger. What was his name? I don't know.
Booger, who shot out bullets, which was dangerous.
Yeah.
I thought that was dangerous. I thought, who is this scumbag?
Yeah. Well, maybe he's a ghost of a mass shooter. I don't know.
The funniest one in that film was probably the
little boy.
Yeah, podcast.
Little podcast boy.
Yeah, he was the funniest one in that film.
Paul Rudd had some good bits.
Yeah, but Paul Rudd was like not him.
He was him because there were some lines that were very Paul.
Yeah,
Rudd.
But it was like he couldn't go full Paul Rudd. I don't mean Anchorman Paul Rudd here because it would have been a bit inappropriate.
No, he was trying to act in it.
But with the old Ghostbusters film, they all knew each other, so there was a connection, so they could understand each other. But with the new one, it was like they were just put into a scene when they didn't really know each other.
No, because they came from Saturday Night Live, and
Yeah. So they had that connection.
The Canadian version, and I can't remember what it's called now. That's where they came from. So that was their thing. It was just a lot of that was written, the original, but I think, things that they said was off the top of their head a lot.
So is this our movie review of
welcome to this is Ghostbusters podcast,
Ghostbusters, yeah.
The end bit with Egon, the special effects are really good.
It was it was good.
Special effects.
You knew it was going to happen, and they said it in that YouTube channel.
Red Letter Media.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said that if they have like the ghost of Egon at the end, he's gonna be sick.
He really hated it. So much hate. Well, really, it's just a film, Sharp.
Yeah, well,
you still got the old ones. Who cares?
My favourite bit was when the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, and then they got in the Ecto-1, and then they fired the proton packs and
wait. So these little marshmallow sort of things, yeah, that they could hurt you by biting you, but wouldn't they have marshmallow teeth?
No, they have real teeth. Human tiny teeth.
You know what it was? It was just gremlins with them, wasn't it? It just became gremlins at that point.
You know what it was? No, I'm going to do a Jamie now. Do you know what it was?
What?
Remember that film, Young Sherlock Holmes, where Watson was the kid Watson? I don't think the kid was Watson. Was the kid Watson? He's in the graveyard and he's under the spell of the hallucination thing, and he thinks that there's a cabinet of cakes, and they come alive and they come out and he's there walking towards him, and I think he starts eating some, and then they get mean and they're all over it, and he's and then he falls into a grave or something. I can't remember, but it reminds me of that. That's a good film.
I still recommend
Sherlock Holmes. Good film.
Yeah, you should see that. It's good effects in that film for the time.
One of the first films to use CGI.
One of them. It wasn't.
One.
What was the first ever one?
Die Hard 2, when they gave him extra hair. There wasn't.
I said that in to Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, because he did a film with him, didn't he? That film.
His hair.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I said there's I think it was Die Hard 2. They used CGI on his hair, and he laughed. Because eventually he'll need CGI because he's thinning out mad. But entertaining was the Ghostbusters to certain people, but it was very entertaining in the Arsenal game.
Yes, back, and we're back.
And we're back. Yeah. See how I did that badly?
Yes, you could see it a mile away, like one of I don't know, one of Morton's passes.
Let's go to the Arsenal game and how we won. What, 4-0?
Okay, I'm right here at the Arsenal game, and I can tell you, Liverpool have been excellent today. It's been a very comfortable win. I can see them winning everything ever. Back to the studio, Jeff.
Back to studio. So they won 4-0. 4-0 and
4-0. Okay, robot. Back to the studio. Jeff, 2000. Are you ready?
You know the game, obviously, Mr. Piss Taker. Go on.
We won 4-0.
Okay.
We were very, very good.
Very, very good. Okay.
My favourite. They were all brilliant goals.
Were they all brilliant goals?
Yeah, I think they were all very, very, very good. The Jota's goal, I especially enjoyed Jota's goal.
Jota did. I did like Jota's goal.
Brilliant. Trent was good. Trent was excellent. Simikas played well. And defence looked good. Fabinho was fantastic.
Yeah, Thiago did. He's getting better and better now, isn't he? And
getting more
Minamino came on and just scored. There you go.
Yeah. That's what we want to see. Do you know, actually, someone who we said right at the start of the season, if they stuck him, like kept with him, was Chamberlain. He's really getting the position now.
Yeah, and he's actually getting past players and not just going into dead ends either.
No, he's good at keeping the ball. He looks surprisingly quick. I think he's put on a bit of muscle as well. He's like put on what he had before. So he's looking a bit stronger on the ball. And he's getting back and he's winning balls back. So
he's got more confidence now, I think. So he's able to do these things.
I was worried about that game first of all because Ramsdale was doing so well. And I was thinking, we looked like we didn't want to score.
We were aiming at him though with the most of the shots, but he was like, saving him.
They're fairly easy for a professional top level goalkeeper. So
yeah, there were a few that were good. So the Jota one was good. I think the Mane one where he came forward at him.
Yeah,
tried to stop it. Yeah, he had to be there.
Well, obviously, that's the first thing of being a goalkeeper is being.
I know, but they always say he's played well, but that's what a goalie is meant to do.
Yeah,
like a cab driver. He got me to the destination.
Yeah.
Wow.
Goals.
Oh, the Ghostbusters film was good. It's like the director did a good job.
It's like they thought of everything that was good about Ghostbusters. Well, they thought of everything that was in Ghostbusters and they just put it in a film. All of it. Apart from Rick Moranis.
It was a bit weird when he didn't have a voice. Egon.
Well, I didn't think they were going to try and attempt to do an impression.
Yeah, they just use old sound bites.
It could be. Twinkie. Things like that.
I want a Twinkie. Ghostbusters. We kept saying Ghostbusters and Twinkie. And nothing else.
It's code. He's speaking in code.
And crunchy. Crunchy. It wasn't a crunchy. You know what it was?
A breaker.
No, it was a crunch.
A crunch.
Damn it. Nearly. It's American. It's American sweets anyway. We don't get them. So
candy, Charlie. It's a candy.
All right. We call them munchies.
We do. There's no reason.
So his favorite thing was a crunch bar, which he saved.
He wasn't given it. Ray was given it. So why did he have it?
Well, maybe he wanted one.
Maybe he's conscientious and he was like, "Can I?"
The whole film should have been his ghost wanting a crunch bar.
Yeah, should have said, "Crunch, Twinkie,
Ghostbusters."
Someone was in the what are they calling it? The not the credits, the IMDb, Internet Movie Database. Yeah, it was Sigourney Weaver, but she wasn't in the film.
I did like how the sort of, what are they, demon dogs? They were like puppets or muppets,
and they looked a bit
like that, didn't they?
Stop motion animation.
Yeah, they did, didn't they?
Yeah, true.
I didn't understand the end bit either.
What do you mean?
How he managed to kill Gozer like easily, not like last time.
Yeah, it just seemed like Gozer couldn't be asked this time. Was that? Are you a god?
I know there's cameos, but fuck it, this film should have been called Ghostbusters Cameo because she was a little whatever. Like I'm a cameo.
Yeah, everything was. Every single thing in that film was like, remember this? Remember this? Remember that? The whole film. That's all it was.
I saw reactions to the trailer. People crying. Yeah, if I want to get emotional with a film, I'll watch Transformers the movie. No, the 80s one.
Yeah, well, it's not the same. It's real death. It's cruel whoever made that film. No, but crying over a film different, over a trailer to a film that
No.
wasn't very good.
You can cry over a film if it's
Different.
something like Schindler's List or that Grave of the Firefly or something like that. You know, because there's some it's based on true stories, okay?
Or Scruffy.
Or Bambi or Dumbo with the
Or,
mum in the cage.
or an Adam Sandler film because you realise this is all.
Or Adam Sandler when he's a twin.
Yeah. But what he does is he gets all his friends in all these films at least and gets them a payday because you know these 4 Hollywood actors. I've never liked any of his films.
Have you seen the one where he's got extra white teeth for some odd reason?
No. Airheads. That's the first film I saw him in. Airheads.
That was a good film.
So there are people who go watch Airheads and then you realise that it's crap. Then you're going to base all our recommendations on Airheads. At the time, it was a funny film. All right.
Talking of
Brendan
funny,
Fraser,
we should talk about the Porto game.
Oh yeah, the Porto game where people were having a mental breakdown because Klopp decided to pick some first team players. They're like, we don't need to win this game. Well, what do we earn? 2.5 million euros.
Plus, it's
every win.
It's momentum. It's momentum as well. Keep it up. You would never be a manager. None of you fans will be managers. You'd be terrible managers.
Of course they would.
They'd get rid of a load of players, not play in one game, and then just ruin it.
They wouldn't stick with players. If a player was playing badly or a player wasn't doing exactly what they wanted, they'd be gone by the next game. They wouldn't give anybody any chances. They'd run out of players to choose. They'd run out of chances. They'd be sacked.
They'd say sack the owners, and then they'd be fired for saying it.
Yep. And they'd want money spent every second. Yeah, these people on social media and stuff, they really show their ignorance. Back to the game. Porto tried it. They tried it against us first of all. They put in some effort. And they created a couple of chances. I think Canate played well, but it was a couple of times he was a bit out of position. But I didn't think we had that much trouble.
I think Canate did have a bit of trouble. I think Matip, I wouldn't say he had the best of games, but it wasn't like terrible.
No. His clearances were a bit mad.
Yeah.
Every clearance was just booted as high up in the air as possible. And it didn't travel any distance. It was just like... But who else? Morton. This is the thing I said previously. I think Morton played better once Thiago went off.
I think he was... he seems stronger as well. I don't know how, because he looks like a stick.
What, Morton?
Yeah.
I don't know how tall he is. He looked like the same height as him.
Was he like Peter Crouch?
Well, he doesn't have any rating at all on this thing.
But yeah, I think he did well, I believe, coming in.
Yeah. You got to think he's 19. Yeah? 19. He's going to improve. From what I saw of him before, a lot of his stuff was he'd get the ball, he'd pass it sideways, we'd pass it back. Yeah, he's like very defensive minded, just like cleans things up, passes it back. When he was played on the left, I think, and Thiago was in the middle, Thiago played brilliantly. He's just not having a go at Thiago. I say when he went off, Morton played better. Like Thiago was fantastic. Excellent. He slowed the game down, like everyone said, first of all, when he came, he just slows the game down. He did it for good reasons. because this game they were rushing at us a hell of a lot of time. So every time he got the ball, he took time on it to let them rush forward, so that he could pass it off, like an attacking forward pass rather than just passing it sideways. But he just Thiago just controlled things. Morton did okay. He did okay, and like I said, once Thiago went off, it's a little more comfortable in the centre.
Thiago scored a great goal though.
Yeah.
People thought it got a bit of a deflection, but it went fucking hovered.
Yeah, it was magic. Absolutely magic.
It stayed at a level, didn't it?
By a ghost.
It stayed at a level, didn't it?
Yeah.
You know what it reminded me of? I'm going to say Ghostbusters with the beams, the spirits that go. Yeah, that's what it was.
When you see him going.
Yeah, it was just.
Well, maybe his feet are possessed by a ghost.
I think they're possessed by crunch bars.
Did we mention to anybody that we are sponsored by Ghostbusters Afterlife?
Well, no, we're sponsored. We're sponsored by Crunch Bars.
By Crunch Bars, yes, and Breakers, because I keep saying Breakers. They're real.
They were a bit mad. Porto, they could have scored like twice, but they decided to pass the ball in the goal. If I was a Porto fan, I would have been like livid, man. Livid.
I think we did enough in that game. I think our players did enough.
Yeah,
it's fine. We weren't bothered. We weren't too bothered about it. Mane looked desperate to score though.
Salah wasn't bothered because he scored, so he was like happy.
As soon as Salah scored, suddenly
happiest person in the world.
Salah appears. I'll pass it to you now.
31 goals in the Champions League now. We broke another record, scoring like 2 or more goals, like
83 years or something.
I think it was like 82, 83 years. Yeah. I think was it Wolves that held that record at one point?
I don't know. Yeah. So yeah.
Yes. There you go.
Yes. Well done, Wolves. Sorry we broke your record.
I think it's Wolves. It could be wrong. I could be wrong. But look it up.
We could set a record if we win our last game in the Champions League.
Yeah, the first British English team to win all their games, maximum points.
Yeah.
So guys, join us next time, and we'll see you there. Goodbye.